It's TMNT Morphin time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the final 2-pack from Hasbro, Power Rangers X Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lightning Collection. The last two of the TMNT figures, which is April as the Pink Ranger and Mikey as the Yellow Ranger. There's only Shredder on the horizon, that's the last one I got from this set, but we're gonna review these guys right now as there's no orange in the Power Ranger lineup. Mikey got the yellow, but I honestly really think it's cool that they put April in the Pink Ranger outfit. So, let's have a look at the figures. And for the sizes, Michelangelo stands at about 15 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to a little shy of 6 inches tall. For your girl April, let me move the head back a little bit. Don't make this kind of weird hunched over. 14 and a half, a little tiny bit over that, which means we're going up to 5.7 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here's Jolter, the SH Figure Arts Krillin, NECA Michelangelo, Lightning Collection Lord Draken, and Darkseid. Overall look and detail, well, this one looks like a turtle dressed up as a Power Ranger, and this one just looks like a Power Ranger. Anyway, so we've been over this. I've had all the other turtles in here, so it is the design from the Boom Studios comic book of the turtles teaming up with the Power Rangers, and they're getting their own outfit, their own Ranger suit, which I love the ideas of just adding the gold for the shells, and the rest of it is like mostly classic Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin as we know and love it. You got the saber-toothed tiger helmet, which is a little bit stretched because its head is bigger, being a turtle. Gold in the chest, gold in the back with the giant shell, looks really clean, and then the gold armbands as well. The belt has 2 areas for the nunchucks down through the gloves, which I always also appreciate is a little bit of extra molding in the glove. You can see the line work in there. Also, the muscle work is really impressive. This is one of the more muscular versions of the turtles. The only paint inconsistencies, as you can tell over here, you have the front part, while the forearm part of the glove is painted in white, and this is just white plastic as such. It does stand out, unfortunately. Fairly clean looking saber-toothed tiger metal in the Morpha. However, the Morpha, I don't like how it just kind of melts into the belt. It's like, it is molded in there, but it really could have used a little bit of gray paint or whatever. It just looks weird, that's all I'm saying. And down to the boots with the double toes, because it's a turtle. Now for April, she just looks straight up like the Pink Ranger. With one exception, but that skull is fantastic. I really have no problems with the Lightning Collection. They do good stuff. If I didn't have the SH Figure Arts Power Rangers figures already, I would definitely collect these. I just prefer the smaller size of the SH Figure Arts ones. So, only thing I got here with the paint is got the joints in the back, which do stand out, have a completely different tone of white, because once again the white on the pink is painted on, the rest of it isn't. Same problem with the Morpher. This one looks a little bit more cleanly molded, but could still use some paint on the Morpher itself, and there's also a little bit of black. We do have a butt and a decent mold altogether, and one thing that that's different with April than the regular Pink Ranger is she doesn't have like the little skirt thingy over here, which you're probably all familiar with if you're familiar with Power Rangers, down to the boots, which look pretty big. But I like it. I actually like that it stands out a little bit more. I don't know if that's like that on their regular release, but you know, I still appreciate the look that they gave April. Now for the articulation, it's also different in some parts. They both have a hinge in the neck, which ends on a ball, so this one gets around, goes side to side and back and forth, and also all the way around. Do we have the neck is also on a ball, so there's mostly where the tilting side to side comes. Got a big hinge in the shoulder, goes all the way up and then rotates in the socket in there. It's a bit blocked obviously because of the shell, but it does get somewhat of a range. Then you have a bicep swivel, which is fairly stiff because of the big muscle, and a double hinged elbow, which is somewhat ratcheted. There's some spots in there, there's some lines up there to really keep the position, and I appreciate that, so that's good stuff. Then you have the hands, which are just on hinges. You have the up and down hinge, and then also you have the classic hinge, which is in the middle of the hand where it goes up and down like that. Swivel on there, the lower hip part, rotates around, also does swivel. You do not have anything in the chest, it's molded over there, but because of the shell, it's just completely blocked. Down to the legs, move forward in an angle because they're blocked by the shell. To the back, not really because of the shell. And you do have a swivel, which breaks up the skull, but is there anyway. And then the legs, oof, what was that noise? Don't break. So you have the same thing, you have these lines, which are super stable, really top-notch stuff. And then the boot swivels. The glove doesn't swivel, by the way, they didn't do that. And the foot is on another hinge, back and forth, does tilt side to side. For April, it's mostly the same. While the head does move back and forth, doesn't really tilt side to side, does go all the way around. You don't have any neck articulation. Shoulder is the same, can rotate it in. Well, actually not. You do have the entire butterfly joint, which moves back and forth. Not really that much up and down. And also, I do not seem to get her arm as much up as I did get for Michelangelo. She also doesn't have a bicep swivel, which is just okay. Simple hinge. Glove also doesn't swivel, and the hand, this one has the classic hinge, which does go up and down, which is kind of weirdly positioned when you move it forward like that. Swivels. Chest area has fairly nimble movement, goes side to side, forward a little bit, backward is okay, does leave a little bit of a gap, and then you have somewhat of a crunch in the abdomen, so you can move it forward and to the back. You really have to give it a good tuck. And either mine's frozen, but I think the way it's engineered over here, you don't really have a swivel for the waist. What the hell is going on with that? The leg is moving forward, out to the side, and also not to the back because butt time. Then we have the swivel in the thigh. The legs, the knees are the exact same way. The boot also does swivel. The boot is going forward to the side and has a beautiful pivot, goes all the way around. So stability is absolutely not an issue with these guys. Very nice and tight. And for your accessories, first and foremost, April gets the whole shebang. She gets the full Parentis treatment with getting the power bow, which has some clips over here. I guess you can combine. They probably just recycled this from the regular Pink Ranger, which is fine. You have like an energy arrow, which is just pink lightning. It's, you know, it's alright. I don't even know how she's supposed to hold it, so I don't know what she's supposed to do with that. You got just a pink arrow, regular one. You do have also the blaster. Nobody else came with a blaster because they all have the belt occupied by all their TMNT Power Rangers weaponry. And then finally you get one fist hand and one sharp hand, which is, again, it's kind of weird considering how much actual accessories she gets, and then they're like kind of cheap out on the hands. So you got the camera with the blue in there, which is nicely playing it, actually fairly shiny. It does a good effect on it. And the camera has some detail in it, some mechanical detail. It looks good. And then you have a microphone if you wanna interview somebody or do wrestling promo. Brother Jack. And then you got April's face, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't know, she looks kinda old. It's, you know, it's perfectly fine made. The paint on it is clean, but the design of it. What's not perfectly fine made is Michelangelo's face, because I know he's kind of crazy, but he looks like he's drunk. Like, this eye is clearly wandering off into another direction, as it should. Other than that, do love the expression on it, and you know, just the eyes. Just the eyes don't seem so well. You have an energy effect, which is just kind of drape over the nunchucks. I'm just not the biggest fan of these energy effects. It's, you know, whatever. You got the nunchucks, which don't have real chain, it's only plastic. As such, it probably just kind of bends. If it bends it too much, it might break off. And you can also connect it for whatever reason, I feel like. No? Okay, never mind. I thought that's what that was for. Anyway, I do like the idea of combining the weaponry of the Turtle and the Ranger. As such, you also still have the Saber-Tooth Tiger logo in there, but not painted. And obviously you have two of them. And for the hands, open hands, posing hands, and these fist hands. Final thoughts! This 2-pack is really badass. I don't really have any huge complaints of it. You know, there's some small things here and there. April's articulation being a little bit more lackluster than it is for Mikey. Also, by the way, I moved Mikey around and you are able to move the top part, the chest area of his body, not the middle part. So, you know, there it is, some of it where you can kind of move it around in the shell. So, apologies that I didn't notice that beforehand. But yeah, well, as I was saying, they look both fantastic. I don't have any Payne issues. Articulation works well, and I feel like they made it up with April for the missing articulation with like tons and tons of cool accessories, which you might be saying, well, they're just recycling the accessories from the Pink Ranger from the Lightning collection anyway. So what? It's just like, it's a 2-pack. We're recycling stuff all the time. Everybody does it. So I don't even feel like I'm being robbed over here. It's still a cool looking figure, still a great looking set. Comes with tons of cool stuff, and articulates pretty darn well. It's stable, and yeah, this TMNT X Power Rangers crossover couldn't make me any happier. Hasbro has delivered some amazing looking and just high quality figures in my estimation. At the price point, absolutely recommend it if you are at all a fan of this line. Go out and get it. And that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Mikey and April want.